We didn't have to wait too long to find out who Jason Meyers will get to drive his team's 14 sprint car for the remainder of 2025. As I was putting the show together yesterday, was starting to kind of get bits and pieces of this, kind of what this was going to look like for the rest of the season. And like I said, this was a topic we touched on yesterday with Skagit looming this weekend, and Corey Day committed to NASCAR at Darlington. There were also additional conflicts through the end of the season for Day, and Meyers, he's got the whole thing mapped out now. He released the information late last night if you're an East Coaster like me. This weekend, it will be veteran Darren Pittman in the car for 3 nights of the Skagit Nationals. Pittman is mostly retired these days running Ultra Shield race products. He's made 9 starts split between the Lundstrom car and the Kreitz 69K. His best finish was a 4th on Hard Knocks Friday at Knoxville this season. Looks like Pittman last ran Skagit with the Outlaws in 2019. He picked up victories there in both 2017 and 2018. I wouldn't be surprised to see him run well there, even though it's been a few years since he raced at Skagit. After that, Meyers will have Trey Starks in the 14 at Port Royal for the Tuscarora 50. I know it might seem strange to have a Washington driver run Port, but if you might remember, Starks basically ran full-time in Central PA for quite a few years. He won a weekly show at Port in 2018 and a Tusky 50 prelim with the All-Stars in 2019. Definitely a solid move, I think. I mentioned yesterday that there were rumors that Meyers had talked to Justin Sanders about filling in, and Sanders will indeed get multiple races in the 14. He's going to run Lernerville, Eldora, Lakeside, and the High Limit Finale at Texas. It's going to be 8 race nights total. Sanders has likely one more fill-in weekend in the RSR 87, with a lot of folks thinking Aaron Reitzel will be back by the Tusky 50. If not, though, Sanders could still potentially be available for more starts there. And finally, Corey Day has a number of wing starts left with Meyers, which includes Lawrenceburg with High Limit on September 17th. He'll then go straight home to California to run both nights of the Dennis Roth Classic at Tulare with the Outlaws. He'll hit Bridgeport and Path Valley with High Limit, then stick around PA to run the National Open with the Outlaws. He'll also race at Wheatland in October and then finish out with World Finals. Day getting actually some additional starts added to his schedule versus what was originally planned and posted online. Given the situation and who's available, I think this is about as good a scenario and setup of fill-in drivers Meyers could have put together. So we'll easily keep them in the High Limit franchise hunt and set them up for potentially plenty more race wins. Headed into 2026, this team will continue to be one to watch with their future plans unknown. Do they keep that franchise and continue out full-time with High Limit? Do they sell the franchise and go back to pick and choose a schedule next year? That's been talked about like we mentioned before. So stay tuned on this one.